Amazon gift card when you switch.
It is time for some American Conference basketball. We are at the Fertitta Center, home of a sellout crowd and home of one of the three remaining unbeatens in all of Division I, as the number 19 Houston Cougars welcome in Anthony Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. Matt Schick along with Sean Harrington, Kelvin Sampson, the head coach of the Houston Cougars, owners of a 27-game home court win streak, longest active in all Division I. Tall task today for the Tigers, Sean.
Yeah, if they're going to slow down Houston, they have to slow down Corey Davis Jr. He's already had 4 games of 20 or more, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, can get into the lane. He sets up his teammates, and if he's shooting the basketball from 3, he has a difficult matchup, and he is 15 of 31 from 3 in his last 3 games.
Had 21 points in the win over Tulsa. 14-0 on the season are the Houston Cougars. You see the starting lineups: Brooks, Davis, Robinson, Alley, and Brady as the Cougars collect. Really contrasting styles. Houston likes to run, but Memphis really likes to run. Tempo going to be the name of the game today.
Absolutely. Which team can score the way that they want to? Memphis wants to score in transition, get a lot of their offense from defensive transition.
See the starters for Memphis. A couple of freshmen sprinkled in there, and Tyler Harris, who has the basketball, along with Antoine Jones, Martin Thornton, and Isaiah Maurice getting his 5th start of the season. 5 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock. Here's Jeremiah Martin, throws it up off the glass and gets the roll.
Really good shot by Martin at the end of the shot clock. But that's what Houston wants to do. Make Memphis score in the half court. They want to be physical. Run that shot clock all the way down. Good job by Martin scoring before the horn.
Today, Kelvin Sampson stressing controlling the rebounding game, which they have done all season long. One of the best rebounding teams in all of the country, and this one going the other way.
Moving screen. Have to get those feet set.
And you see Anthony Hardaway, head coach of the Tigers, his first college head coaching job after a successful run there at East High School in Memphis. It goes out of bounds, and that will be Houston ball.
Couple early possessions for Memphis. And early in that possession, they wanted to go inside. See if they can get the offense working inside to out.
Down in the post, that's Breon Brady. What a hook in the paint.
No double team coming with shooters around the perimeter. So good recognition by Brady to take his time, get his way close to the rim, take the high percentage shot.
Senior out of Akron, Ohio. Want to get those paint points, and they've got 2 of them early, and now they've got a turnover. Spearheaded by Alley, going the other way, Robinson. 3 ball, Brooks.
Houston's dangerous transition basket. Good recognition by Robinson, knowing he had Brooks trailing.
And here, Thornton. The block from Houston. Davis for 3. We got a foul on the floor. Thornton wanted a foul at the other end. Not going to get it, but good defense in the previous possession.
Houston known for being physical. Good defensive team. That defense leads the offense. And the good awareness by Robinson, knowing that Brooks was trailing. Memphis talked about that today as well. You have to find Brooks early in transition.
That foul was on Tyler Harris. Team's first for Memphis, and a turnover here. Not a great look for Galen Robinson. A little miscommunication with Brady.
And he handles the basketball extremely well with the over 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. That time, just not a good angle. That pass needs to go to the corner to feed the big fella inside.
One of those unforced errors. Memphis, 6th in the nation at forcing turnovers, 18.5 a game, but that one was on Houston. Alley comes up with another loose ball and draws the foul on Thornton.
Well, Cedric Alley has not scored in his last 2 ball games. But what he's done in this game is he's made his presence felt on the defensive end. Couple of deflections already. When you're struggling to score the basketball, you got to find a way to help your team in a different way. Cedric Alley's done that here in the early going.
That's back-to-back turnovers for Memphis, and 3 of their last 4 possessions, they have turned the basketball over.
Memphis has switched to a zone here this possession.
Robinson dumps to Brady. Robinson calling for it under the hoop. 10 on the shot clock. Robinson for 3. Galen Robinson making his 96th career start tonight. The Houston native off to a good start. Has a turnover, but has a 3 and another turnover for Houston. Breon Brady gets it started. Here's Davis, misses the 3. Nice feed from Martin. And 1. That's Isaiah Maurice at the other end. So the Tigers getting transition points after Houston couldn't capitalize.
And that's what they need to do, whether it's off of a turnover or a long rebound. Nice job, Isaiah Maurice getting out and running the floor before Houston gets back. And a good find from Martin.
Foul on Corey Davis Jr., team second for Houston. 2 fouls apiece for each team. Fabian White going to check in for Cedric Alley, who had a good first 4 minutes.
Memphis needs to get out and get those type of transition points. This is a really good defensive team for Houston.
Fabian White. Nice tip out there from Gresham. White again. Short arms it. Own rebound. Houston controlling the offensive boards. Davis for 3.
It's just a matter of when. Too many offensive rebounds that possession. They were going to make you pay.
Houston off and running with an 11-4 lead. Doing it with turnovers, hitting 3 balls. Kelvin Sampson doesn't look it. He's got to be pleased.
Unmistakable Cadillac XT4. Once again, driving is joyful. Starting under $36,000.
You at the Fertitta Center in Houston, Texas. The number 19 Cougars with an 11-4 lead on Memphis in the second game of conference play for both of these teams. And right now, Houston on an 11-2 run in the last 2.5 minutes, thanks to the 3-ball.
Yeah, and Kelvin Sampson was talking about this is a very good shooting team, and they haven't showed it necessarily at times this year. They're off to a hot start. And if all the guys can start making threes at the same time, that's when they can have a breakout game. Already you're seeing threes from multiple players.
Yeah, their 3-point field goals tonight, 3 of 6. Better than their season average. Again, only a handful of minutes into this game. Memphis, their last 7 possessions, they've only gotten 3 shots off, 2 of 3 shooting, with 4 turnovers in those last 7 possessions. Ball security is job security here today.
Absolutely. And it just shows how tough this Houston defense is in the half court. you're Memphis, you got to take strong care of the basketball, but also get out and run when you have opportunities. If you want to get out and run, you got to get some stops on the other end.
Keeping Davenport into the game for Memphis, and he's a guy that Kelvin Sampson is really zeroing in on today at the shoot-around.
And he should. He's already got a couple 30-point games under his belt this season.
Jeremiah Martin drives to the hoop and does draw the contact.
It's a good job out of the break to set up a play to get it in Martin's hands and attack the lane. Try to get a high percentage shot. He drew the foul that time.
Memphis Tigers, the highest scoring team in the American Athletic Conference, 85 points a game. They've got 5 points, 4.5 in.
Memphis goes zone look.
Steps going the other way. Kelvin Sampson not thrilled at that. Again, those turnovers, those unforced turnovers, giving Memphis an extra possession.
Yeah, that's a turnover on Houston. The good news for Houston is it's a dead ball turnover. It doesn't allow Memphis to run out where they are very dangerous.
As Kelvin Sampson said after their win over Tulsa, there are different kinds of turnovers, as Memphis nearly turned it over again. Different kinds of turnovers. The dead ball ones, not going to result in fast break points since you're taking it side out of bounds, baseline out of bounds with the dead ball. He'd much rather have those than those that are given up in transition.
Absolutely. Or playing aggressive, as they like to do, crashing the boards. You pick up an offensive foul, going over someone's back, or playing at a high rate. You can live with those as a coach, but the pick sixes that go the other way, uncontested layups or dunks, those are the ones that are tough to overcome in their momentum swings.
10 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Here's Jeremiah Martin, aggressive to the hoop, and he draws contact. And that'll be Fabian White's second. And Kelvin Sampson has some words for the official, Chuck Jones. Our officials today, Ron Groover, Clarence Armstrong, and Chuck Jones. Take a look again.
Martin attacks hard. Martin initiates the contact, goes right into the defender. Let's give Martin credit. He's attacking the rim hard, gets the basket. When you're the more aggressive player, a lot of times you're going to get the call. And that's been the case for Martin on the last two possessions.
Jeremiah Martin. It's both of them. Athletic playmaker now. Getting Memphis to within 3. Nate Hinton now into the game for the Houston Cougars. Number 11 preseason conference freshman of the year. Alley looking for help. Here's Hinton. 5 on the shot clock. Hinton, nice dump off. And he will draw the foul. Bryson Gresham went up for the dunk, and he does draw the contact.
Fouls number 2, Alex Lomax is first. The third team foul, Memphis at the line. Number 55, Bryson Gresham, shooting 2.
Thank you. Welcome those of you who just watched Temple beat Wichita State in overtime. Matt Schick along with Sean Harrington here at the Fertitta Center for more American Conference basketball. Undefeated. And number 19, Houston, with a 12-8 lead early on Memphis. They've hit a few threes, forced some turnovers. Memphis has been aggressive, drawing some contact, getting to the free throw line. Gresham misses that free throw, and now Memphis trying to pull them within a bucket. Brewton with a strong move to the hoop.
And that's what Memphis likes to do. Get out, score in transition. You're Houston. That can't happen. Missed free throw. Too easy on the fast break.
Cedric Alley nearly turned that one over. Three ball hitting air ball. Alley with the collection, but the shot clock does not reset. Hitting up strong. And that'll stay here with a foul on Memphis. See, the battle for the glass is going to be such an integral part of determining the outcome of this game. Both of the coaches, Anthony Hardaway and Kelvin Sampson, stressing that today at the shoot-around. Houston has made a living on the glass this year.
Yeah, when they attack that glass, they're able to kick out to three-point shooters. One of the best time to shoot a three is off the offensive rebound. We've already seen them keep possessions alive early in this ball game. And if you're Memphis, that's such a big part of your game. The defensive rebound, to get out and run to get points before the defense can get set.
Dejan Giroux. A little too firm, and that one will belong to Memphis.
Houston hit a couple threes early. These last few shots have all been long. You can tell they're a little amped up, sold-out crowd. Big game, conference game in the American. Steps going the other way.
Houston's gotten off to some slow starts here this year. That's what Coach Sampson has been stressing. Look, our defense is fine. Our rebounding will be fine. We just got to hit some shots. And even the game against Tulsa, they missed their first 10 shot attempts. He didn't mind any of the attempts. They just didn't drop.
Yeah, he likes the offense.
Blocking foul there.
A big collision.
Dejan Giroux draws the contact on the dish off, and he's slow getting up, but he's up.
Good to see everybody get up after this play.
And welcome to the game, Mike Parks Jr., number 10 for Memphis, who has checked into the game, typically starts, but coming off the bench after he became a new father yesterday. Zachary Daniel Parks, new baby boy, did not travel with the team yesterday, flew in today, so he did not get the start. Isaiah Maurice got the start in his stead, but now Parks on the floor for the Tigers. Giroux nearly got it poked away by Lomax. Giroux again off glass. No good, and here comes Memphis. Out and running in transition. That is Tyler Harris who gets knocked out of bounds.
That's going to be such a big part of this ball game. Again, Memphis getting out and running. Houston has to have defensive balance back. That's how they ended their shoot-around, getting two guys back, talking in transition.
Davenport misfires on the three. Hit and hand off to Gresham. A little sloppy here. Alley for three. Able to corral that into the photographers, and that will be Memphis ball. Again, Houston's going to try and get this game up-tempo. They don't mind the up-tempo game, and they're going to need it if they can't get these shots to fall.
Yeah, and they're playing with a little bit too much energy right now. They have to control that emotion. They came out strong. We're knocking down shots early. Now they're not falling. They're hitting the glass hard. Just need to settle in, get some of these shots to start falling again.
They own a 6-0 edge on the offensive glass in this game as we look at Penny Hardaway in his first season as the Memphis head coach. Two-time All-American, Memphis State, full-time NBA All-Star, of course. And another turnover for Houston. Spin move there by Giroux. And Houston will back this one out. Three ball hit. Alley with the strong offensive rebound. Houston just looks like they're too sped up.
Yeah, absolutely. Just slow down a little bit. This ball is moving around. It's like a hot potato out there right now. And they're not bad shots, but they're just playing a little too fast.
Hitting is fouled. The foul will be on Alex Lomax, the freshman. And that should be the team's 6th for the Tigers.
Also number 2, Alex Lomax.
Nate Hinton's going to come to the line for the Houston Cougars, preseason American Freshman of the Year. And Coach Sampson saying just he likes the mentality of him and he wants him to lead the team in floor burns and loose balls and hustle plays, and we saw some of that today in the shoot-around.
Yeah, absolutely. He got after some diving for a loose basketball just in the shoot-around. I really do like Hinton's game. He's a freshman that is going to continue to get better, continue to learn the differences between high school and college preparation going into a game, but you can tell that his skill set is there.
Houston Cougars, one of 3 remaining unbeatens in all of Division I. Parks gets the handoff from Martin. That will be Houston basketball. Kellen Sampson, not too hung up on the undefeated thing, and talking to Kellen Sampson, his son, who's an assistant, saying, in the non-conference, we put our non-conference in the savings account. Now it's out of the checking account. We'll use the non-con if we need it, but let's win a conference title.
Yeah, you always break up the season into non-conference, conference, and postseason play.
Alley with a strong move there, and that ends a drought. They were one of their last 11, over their last 6. So much-needed lid taken off the hoop as Tyler Harris can't get that one to fall. He'll shoot from anywhere on the floor, especially from long range. Robinson trying to fight around a screen. He's going to get called for a foul. We've reached the under 12. Houston with a 16-10 lead. The foul on Robinson. Houston struggling offensively, but has the edge.
Right now, the best internet meets the best things to do on the internet. Switch to Fios, the 100% fiber optic network, and get a year of Amazon Prime and an Amazon Echo on us. Already have Prime? We'll cover another year. It's all yours when you sign up for the fastest internet available. Fios gigabit connection plus TV plus phone, all with a 2-year price guarantee, all for just $79.99 per month with a 2-year agreement. Get Fios, the fastest internet in the U.S. 100% fiber optic network, 100% phenomenal. Go to getfios.com today.
Where are you?
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call you back, Mom?
He says it's personal this time.
If you're a mom, you call it the worst time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
19th ranked and undefeated Houston with a 16-10 lead. Memphis Magic along with Sean Harrington. The Cougars with their highest ranking in more than 30 years, off to their best start in more than 50 years, riding that 27-game home court win streak, longest active in the nation. You could understand if they're a little excited, maybe a little too excited here today.
Yeah, sellout crowd, big game. Memphis coming in for a huge conference matchup, and they're playing a little too much energy, a little too juiced up. They got off to a great start, but then just started missing some shots, maybe forcing things a little bit.
Yeah, shooting 29% for the game, but did hit some threes early.
Yeah, Kelvin Sampson wants multiple guys to score from the outside. He's got great shooters. We haven't been able to get going in the same game at the same time. Well, 3 different guys made a 3 early on in the ball game, so that was a good sign. They've gone cold since they knocked those down, but getting contributions from multiple players, it's a good sign for the Houston offense.
Houston started 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Since then, 2 of 12. And the Memphis Tigers will take that as they're certainly in this one early. And with that offense, the best offense scoring-wise in the American Conference, at 85 points a game, they can go off at any moment. So many weapons for this Tigers team. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Martin tries to get it out of bounds. He does with 1 on the shot clock. That Houston defense is so suffocating.
Especially in the half court. It is so difficult to score against this set defense. You have to get out in transition. Not a lot of plays in your playbook here. 1 second with the ball in the corner.
Antoine Jones looking to inbound, trying the lob. Davenport couldn't get it here. The Cougars off and running. They'll set up the half court. Here's Galen Robinson. The point guard is Jean Giroux, likely taking over for Robinson next year at the point. Ten on the shot clock. Giroux stumbling in the paint. 3 on the shot clock. Robinson recognizes it, rolls out, offensive rebound. Brady couldn't put that one back. They're going to call a foul on Breon Brady. That's his second with the push.
Right now, Houston is dominating on the offensive boards. Not a lot to show for it. Not much there, but just got to be smarter. 90 feet from the basket. Can't put yourself in that situation.
Offensive rebounding is such a key to this game. It's a key to Houston's start so far this season. And right now, they have an 8-1 edge in that department. Just got to capitalize on that. Those second chance points only become second chance points when you put back the putback.
And it's demoralizing to Memphis when you give up that offensive rebound. You make them pay by knocking down a 3 or a putback dunk. Those are momentum swings. Right now, Houston dominating on the glass, but not finishing it off with points.
Houston's win over Tulsa missed their first 10 shots, but they had a 9-0 offensive rebound edge in that first half. That's just where they make their living, and it's a big reason why right now they have a 4-point edge, despite only shooting 26% from the floor. Robinson puts it down low, and that will stay Houston ball. Bryson Gresham could not handle it. 11 on the shot clock. Hitting.
Nice job finding the soft spot of the zone. They hit camped out right there at the free throw line. They found him. Good pull-up mid-range jumper.
Hitton's got 4, his first field goal of the day. Martin for 3. I like the word that Kelvin Sampson used to describe Jeremiah Martin. He's dangerous. He's just a dangerous player.
Yeah, and knocks down a 3 because he just made a bunch of free throws. So he's been attacking, getting to the line. He's seen the ball go through the basket, then knocks down a 3.
Speaking of attacking, Dejan Giroux did just that. Drew contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for a chance at a 3-point play.
Putting pressure on the defense. Good change of speed, the little hesitation at the free throw line just to get that defense to stop moving their feet. And then Giroux explodes to the basket.
Tyler Harris, the freshman.
Good pressure that time. He's come off the ball screen. They forced him all the way back to half court.
Just an unnecessary turnover for Memphis. Not a lot of pressure there on that pass. They just loose hands.
Yep. And it starts where we saw that pressure pushes the ball out all the way to half court. It just disrupts the rhythm just enough that that's not where you're used to catching the pass that time. An unforced turnover.
That's 7 turnovers now for Memphis. They average, in terms of turnovers, 16 a game. Here's Armani Brooks. And there's a second chance point. There's the offensive putback. Nate Hinton with his second field goal of the day. Really another turnover. 15 on the shot clock. Tyler Harris, the freshman.
The big shot with the shot clock winding down. 70% of his shots are going to come from beyond the arc.
It's his 38th made 3 of the season, and then down low, a little paint point there for Bryson Gresham. Nice feed from Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson attacking that lane, getting in there, forcing the defense to collapse on him. Easy finish for Gresham.
Brewton a spin off the glass.
That's how you score against Tough D. The fadeaway kiss off the glass.
Rowe threw that one up. But there's going to be a foul before the shot.
Houston continuing to attack on the inside. Good find. Robinson, the Gresham, early lead for Houston.
And everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place and time.
You got a booty like a Cadillac, but I can send you into overdrive. Yeah. There goes your heart. I know you want it. Wait a minute till you. Into the room.
The unmistakable Cadillac XT4. Once again, driving is joyful. Starting under $36,000.
This is the American Conference on ESPN. One of three remaining unbeatens in all of Division I is on your television screen. The number 19 Houston Cougars with a 24-20 lead on the Memphis Tigers. Both teams 1-0 in conference play. Memphis with the win over Wichita State a few nights ago. Houston with a home court win over Tulsa. And now squaring off for their only regular season meeting of the year. They've alternated wins and losses in this series, the last 5 games. Alternated wins and losses here in Houston the last 7 times they've met here. Turnovers, big issue right now for Memphis. 7 turnovers turning into 12 Houston points as Jerome makes a big free throw there. Matt Schick along with Sean Harrington here at the Fertitta Center. Third sellout in 9 games, 9 home games here this season. And Giroux's got 4 points. The Cougars have 26. Here comes Giroux.
He gives the home crowd something to get on their feet about. Stifling D in the half court. Continue to pressure Memphis.
They are king on Davenport. Thornton, no. Foul on Thornton. Giroux had a dunk against Tulsa. He's got another one here.
Using that length, good recognition, flying through the passing lane to get the steal. And then the easy one on the other end with the flush.
Now Hinton with a 1-and-1, a chance to extend this to a double-digit lead. It'll be interesting to see how Memphis responds. You got the sellout crowd. They've been at home for the last 34 days, going to hostile territory. They got seniors. They also have some key freshmen here. So you just wonder, when the team gets punched in the mouth, how are they going to react?
Yeah, absolutely. And Houston made some threes early in this game. Good response from Memphis. But now this is the second time in the first half they found themselves down. Takes a lot out of you to come back on the road. This is the second time now in the first half they're going to have to make a run to stay in this ballgame.
Harris trying to make a run from Dallas. That one will not fall. Robinson a little bit closer to the rim. Timeout, Memphis. 8-0 run for the Cougars, Sean.
And that's not the response that you want. That's just too easy. Jalen Robinson able to get all the way to the basket. Uncontested. Easy finish at the rim.
Cougars have made their last 4 shots, and they've all come near the cylinder. That helps. again, Houston's the kind of team, they can get outshot percentage-wise. They shot 30% in the first half against Tulsa and had a decent lead. Why? Second chance points, offensive rebounding, the dirty work. Right now they're shooting 42%, Memphis shooting 46%, but Houston's getting more shots up because of the turnovers.
Yeah, pounding them on the glass, getting the turnovers, and then getting easy baskets. If you're not making shots, you got to find a way to get some easy ones.
Nearly got an easy one there. They will get the foul. We talked to Anthony Hardaway today. When there's a run, how do you control that tempo when you're getting run on? He said, we call a timeout, draw up a set play that we know we can get a point off of and a bucket, and they should have gotten one there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, we've seen it twice now coming out of breaks where they've drawn up a play, and it's to attack, to get into the lane or get a post touch.
Well, coming up on Monday on ESPN, we have the College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T. It's the Tide and Tigers round 4. Alabama and Clemson, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. Also streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Watch this game on the ESPN app as well. Or on ESPN News. Appreciate you hanging with us here in Houston. Giroux getting aggressive. And they're going to call a foul. It's an offensive foul.
Good job. Sacrificing the body, getting outside the restricted area. That's the key there. Good foot in front of that restricted line. Take some contact.
Very important final 6.5 here of this first half. Davenport misfires. Here's Harris. Parks. Check that. Thornton calling for the ball. Jones can't connect. No offensive rebound that time for the Tigers. Hinton. Open alley. I think that's going to be on Rainier Thornton for Memphis. And that is his second and the team's 9th.
And again, it's an offensive rebound, but it's the penetration that's leading to these offensive rebounds. Not enough communication, picking up the ball handler. Robinson getting all the way to the rim. It makes the defense turn their heads and rotate. That's allowing Houston to hit the glass and hit the glass hard.
Hitton's going to come out, and Cedric Alley, who gave the team a good handful of minutes to start this game, helping force a couple of turnovers, getting a bucket. And Kelvin Sampson, always coaching, especially the young guys. He likes the culture he's got. And by the time these freshmen get to January, they've been in the system since the summer. And this is nothing new, but always teaching moments here for Sampson.
Needs a lot of these young guys to continue to progress and get better. And he likes where they are right now, but he's really excited about where they could be in about a month from now. Speaking about a guy that like where he's going, Antoine Jones. He's got all the tools to become a very good basketball player, and he's starting to pick it up. Just over 12 points a game in his last 4.
Robinson gets that one to go. That's 7 for Robinson.
And he's starting to get into the lane almost every possession. And he's put a tremendous amount of pressure on this Memphis defense.
There's Antoine Jones, the freshman. And a bad pass, that was tipped. Here's Giroux, another turnover for the Cougars. Gresham on the block. Held ball, and possession arrow be going the other way to Memphis. In a Memphis team that averages 85 a game, sitting on 23 with 5 minutes to go. You probably couldn't script it any better for Houston in this first 15. You like a few more of those shots going in, but the way you're controlling the glass, you'll take it.
Yeah, what you want to do, scouting report, when you're preparing for a game, is make a team score the way they're not used to scoring. And Memphis wants to get out. They want to score in transition. That's been taken away here this evening. If you're Memphis, you got to be strong with the basketball, make sharp passes. Much better offensive execution on that play. Good down screen. Clean pass, clean look.
Kareem Brewton Jr. hits the three. Can Cedric Alley do it? Yes. His 16th made three of the season, only shooting 24% from beyond the three-point line, but if it's open, he'll take it. He hits it. They're up 12.
And Alley has not scored in the last 2 games. He did something really important in this one. Brewton hits another one from way downtown.
The three-point shooting contest here. We just need a rack and some balls and that multicolored one for the money ball, and we'll be all set.
Alley got off to that hot start. It was by defense, deflection, steals, loose balls. When you feel confident on this end,
a little too confident. A little heat check there from the corner, but another turnover. Lazy pass there from Martin. Robinson getting harassed, and it's a foul. Houston with a 9-point lead on Memphis in American Conference play, trying to remain one of the 3 unbeatens in all the land.
Thanks for coming today. So some of you are Honda owners and some of you are Toyota owners, right?
Yep. Yes.
Would you be surprised to hear that Honda is the most reliable car company?
No. Honda's reliable.
Well, it's actually not Honda.
Really?
Whoa!
What?
Toyota!
I mean, I knew in my heart Toyota is one of the best brands out there.
It's actually not Toyota either.
Chevy. It's Chevy.
You had me bragging.
Based on a nationwide survey, Chevy is more reliable than Honda and Toyota.
Wow.
I'm so impressed.
Chevy's killing it.
All these different screens you can watch ESPN Plus on. It's an amazing time to be alive.
On the money. Oh, my God. There's the tap. Oh!
Unbelievable finish. Magic Sean Harrington here at the sold-out Fertitta Center. The undefeated Houston Cougars with a 9-point edge on Anthony Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. A Tigers team that has won 6 of their last 7, 4 straight all by double digits. Before their last game against Wichita, they had scored 90 points in 5 straight games. It's not a good recipe, not a good opponent to try and get to 80, let alone 90.
And Houston's done a really good job taking Memphis out of what they want to do. And that's get out and run, score in transition. And if you're Memphis, how do you get out in transition? You got to get some stops on this end. They've been getting the stops, and they haven't cleared up the offensive boards, the defensive boards to get out and run. They've given up 10 offensive rebounds already. That has not allowed them to get out and run and stretch Houston's D.
+6 on the glass today. And offensive-wise, +8, 10-2 on the offensive glass. 11-point lead here for the Cougars. Brewton hit his last 2 threes. Misfires there, no shot clock. Tyler Harris gets Giroux in the air.
Good use of the shot fake. Just been able to knock down the open shot.
Going the other way. Gresham going to be called for that moving screen, and it looked like his feet were moving.
Yeah, you can't do that in the open floor. It's going to get called every time. Just trying to free up his man. Just turns a little bit.
Point game. Brewton, a crazy shot. Can't get that one to go, but does draw the contact. Look at the aggression that the Tigers are showing, trying to take the game to Houston. Yeah, trying to hit some threes, but also trying to initiate some contact.
And get into that lane. Be the aggressive team and try to get some of these fouls. Jeremiah Martin was able to do that early on.
It's the third substitution, number 11, Nate Hinton.
Hinton coming in, again, preseason conference freshman of the year. %, free throw shooting team are the Tigers as Brewton hits that one. 10-point game, 3 minutes to go.
And they extend the defense to force a turnover.
Memphis should love to get it to within single digits going into the locker room. Robinson, extra pass. Alley does not shoot that one. 5 on the shot clock. Giroux does.
Good defensive possession. Full court pressure to the half court D.
Brewton, 3. Here's Alley. Doesn't turn down that one. Can't hit it. Again, nice defensive rebound there for Memphis. One shot and done for the Cougars.
Both teams missing some opportunities here. Memphis to chip into this lead. Houston to extend it.
Another one-shot possession there for Memphis. Still a 10-point deficit. Houston 14-0. 27-game home court win streak. That is the longest active in all of Division I. A sellout crowd today in Houston. 5 on the shot clock. Robinson, 3. And that's going the other way. I believe that will be on Gresham. Now, Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile. This week, number 1 Duke takes on Wake Forest at 7 Eastern. Then it's 15th ranked North Carolina and 18th ranked NC State. Both games live on the ESPN app. So you can watch anywhere in college basketball world. Still reverberating after that 360 dunk from Zion Williamson the other night. I think he's still hanging in the air. Reese hits the free throw. Out goes Brewton. Monty Brooks is in. Brooks trying to find his shot a little bit. It was 3 of 12 against Tulsa. 1 of 3 so far today with the 3-point make. Kelvin Sampson saying we haven't had a game where we've gotten both Brooks and Corey Davis going, and frankly, neither of them are really going today.
It looked like maybe they were going to start that way, hit threes early on, but gone cold since.
Brooks 1 of 3 shooting, so is Davis. Combined 2 of 6, that's very quick math. 40-32, Houston with the lead and the timeout, 90 seconds to go here in this first half. Well, Kelvin Sampson in his 5th season with the Cougars. His first year, he said, I thought we'd lose at least 20 games. I was prepared for that. Well, they won their last 4, finished with 13 wins. They do an NIT, NCAA tournament, and looking for another NCAA tournament appearance. The turnaround here, as they're in the midst of year 5, has been nothing short of remarkable. Just think about that. 3 20-win seasons in 4 years so far. They had 4 20-win seasons in the previous 21 years.
And they're riding the momentum from last year's season and getting to the NCAA tournament, winning the game, and shot away, getting to that second weekend, and then the opening of this beautiful facility. Another sold-out crowd.
$60 million renovation. The Hawthorne's Pavilion, now the Fertitta Center. Gets that one to go out of the timeout.
That's a smooth basket right there. Shot fake, 1 dribble jumper. That's why they're so high on the freshman.
Davenport gets to the glass for the first time today. Kelvin Sampson said today, want to make him a passer, keep him outside of the paint.
And when he can catch the basketball there between the elbows, out high, he can get to the rim. That's the first time he's been able to do it here this evening.
It's the second bucket of the day. And an 8-point lead here for Houston. Make it 11. Brooks with his second 3. He's got 6. And another double-digit lead for the Cougars. And this one should be going the Cougars' way. The tie-up, and it is. And they'll likely hold for one. But if all goes well, they'll be in the locker room with a double-digit lead.
The big swing right there. Brooks knocks down a three from deep to extend it to double digits. And then the stop on the other end. So many times you work on situations in practice. One of them is you want to get a score, a stop, and a score to end the half. That's exactly what Houston has an opportunity to do here.
10 turnovers for Memphis in this first half. That is more than halfway to their average of 16 per game. 5 on the clock. Robinson driving, glass. No, and that'll do it for the half. Well, it wasn't pretty at times, but Houston did a lot of the dirty work, both on the glass and turning Memphis over. Look at that, +7 on the offensive glass, +8 with second chance points. That's a recipe for a double-digit lead.
Yeah, crashing the boards extremely hard and making it difficult on the defensive end as well.
Dejan Giroux with his second dunk in as many games. And the redshirt sophomore, one of the reasons why the Cougars are off and running. Well, we know the team's playing for the national championship, and for the 6th straight year, our MegaCast will have you covered from every platform, TV, radio, digital. So many ways to watch and listen to the biggest game of the year. Coverage of #1 Alabama, #2 Clemson begins Monday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and every production also available on the ESPN app.
There's the great free. They go to Giannis. Stuffed it home.
This is more than a rematch. This is a chance to reclaim the crown, to extend the dynasty. The College Football Playoff National Championship game, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Matt Schick along with Sean Harrington here at the Fertitta Center in Houston. Number 19 Cougars with a 45-34 lead over Memphis. And if the second half is anything like the first half, Houston's going to remain one of the lone 3 unbeaten teams in all Division I.
And they've done it in 3 aspects of the game. Initially, it was dominating in the paint, whether it was off the catch or putting pressure on the defense driving into the lane. And then getting on the offensive glass, they have been all over the boards. They'll get some easy putbacks, and then they're known for their defense. No difference again here this evening. A couple quick turnovers leading to easy baskets in the breakout.
Second chance points favoring Houston, 8-0 in that first half. Nice opening possession there for the Tigers as Rainier Thornton draws the contact, and he'll go to the line.
Penny Hardaway and Memphis do a really good job when they're out of timeouts, starting the half situations, getting a basket around the rim. Didn't convert that time, but able to draw the foul.
Foul on Armani Brooks. His second, team's first. Again, there are 3 remaining unbeatens in all of Division I. Virginia, Michigan, and Houston. Kelvin Sampson trying to downplay that a little bit. New season starting earlier this week with the win over Tulsa. Now 1-0 in conference play. Facing another 1-0 conference play team in Memphis. And there's Corey Davis Jr. Had kind of a sluggish, sleepwalky first half with just 1 bucket. It was a 3. Now he's got 2 buckets, 2 threes.
A couple quick fouls. Didn't get to play much in the first half. And gets right into the act there with the 3.
Misses that shot.
Memphis went to the full court press. Good job by Houston to break that. And after you set up that press, you got to find shooters. Good extra pass. Corey Davis able to step into the 3. When you can get Joe's feet moving towards the rim, percentages are going to go up. He's been lights out from 3 the last 3 games, 15 of 31.
6 threes in the win over Tulsa. He's got 2 here today against Memphis, and right now Houston having its way in the paint. That's Breon Grady with the bucket.
because of Davis and a few other shooters on the floor. No double team able to come. Brady knows he's one-on-one in there, does a really good job taking his time, setting up a good shot.
And he's got to get going. Kevin Davenport has to get going for this team to get back in this game. Looks like he might have gotten hooked in the eye, maybe. Something there, getting some attention. And Kevin Davenport was a guy that the staff for the Houston Cougars just kept mentioning him in the shoot-around and our phone conversations with them as he reinserts a contact. Started the first 4 games of the season, has come off the bench. And talking to Anthony Hardaway today, said it's kind of put a little less pressure on him to perform.
Yeah, and he's really accepted his role. He's done a really good job coming off the bench. He is playing 5 less minutes a game this year as opposed to last year. Rebound numbers are up. Scoring numbers are up. He is maximizing the time that he's out on the floor. So maybe he's getting a little tired at times, doing a little too much. He's put those minutes down, and he's taking advantage of that.
Mike Parks Jr. getting the foul call there. That's his second. And the team's first. Mentioned Kevin Davenport, 31 against Tennessee, 5 double-doubles this year. So far, but kind of a slow go. 7 points, 3 of 6 shooting. And they get the turnover. See if Harris can push here for Memphis. The freshman is rejected by Armani Brooks.
Really good transition defense from Houston to stop that break. Not giving up on the play, getting back into the defense. That is some high flying. Armani Brooks getting way up there. Take one away from Tyler Harris.
Third foul on Brady. Harris says you can't block it from 3, but he couldn't make it either. Harris loves that shot. Trying to become a little more efficient there from 3, and there's Davenport.
He can put up some points in a hurry. We've seen that a couple times now. Making it from 3.
Just a little off. Davenport with the strong rebound.
Better box out that time for Memphis on the boards.
If Davenport takes over, gets to the glass, and the foul. Kevin Davenport stirring the drink for the Tigers here in the early going of the second half.
He can score in a hurry. Knocks down 1 from 3, and then in transition, able to finish at the rim with contact. He's comfortable with this. He loves to take the basketball from the top of the key and get to the rim. He saw the opening, that quick first step.
3-point play. It was an 11-point game at the half. It's a 6-point game, 2.5 into this second half. Even Davenport has the last 8 Memphis points, which re-energized this Tigers group. White can't get it to go. Strong offensive rebound there for the Tigers. Davenport's here in the corner. Brewton may have seen him, didn't need him. Bucket, we got a 4-point game.
Great game for Brewton. He in double figures, stepping up here on the road, making some big plays.
Brewton's got 13. Davenport's got 13. Martin's got 11, and Brooks has another 3.
Great answer. Houston, ball moving along the perimeter. The extra pass finds Brooks. That long extension. Hard to contest those threes.
And the turnover. Carroll is behind the back with Davenport and a push on Martin. And Robinson looks hurt. Kelvin Sampson looking for the flagrant. Wants him to look at it. Kelvin Sampson reading the lips as he spoke with Ron Gruber, the crew chief, saying, can you look at it? We'll look at it.
Not much contact on the foul. It was hitting the ground where Robinson looked like maybe he was grabbing an arm or.
It looked to be much there, but they are going to go to the monitor. Memphis on a 10-3 run. Take another look at it.
Nothing malicious.
We've seen worse not called.
Yeah.
Again, the intent, going for the ball.
Clearly wants to stop the break.
Sure.
And makes an attempt at the ball, swipes across Robinson's body. To me, the fall was more than the contact.
Added to the effect of the foul. I'd be shocked if they turn this into a flagrant. Houston with a 53-46 lead. 3.5 gone by here in the second half. And this likely will be a common foul.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a common foul.
So common that the officials didn't need to come over and explain it. Jeremiah Martin rallying the troops here. They got a little bit of momentum here. And now big defensive stand would be key after Jeremiah Martin prevented the fast break point.
Yep, gave up that 3 on the last possession. And if you're Memphis, only 1 steal in the ballgame. They average 9 a game, and that allows them to get out in transition. See if they can amp up their defense here. Active hands, either a deflection or a steal.
Davis short. That's going to be Memphis ball. Those shots aren't falling for Houston. Look, struggling offensively, missing shots is not something that's new for Houston. But what they rely on is where they are now, the defensive end and getting the boards.
And able to set their defense again because that missed shot went out of bounds.
Davenport draws contact and does so. Houston with a 53-46 lead, but even Davenport and the Tigers inching closer in this one. We've reached the under 16.
Danny, you're not doing anything.
That's the point. It does it for you. That's literally the point of the ad.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis?
Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
3 unbeatens remain in Division I men's basketball. One of them is huddling up right now. The Houston Cougars 14-0. Michigan, big winners today over Indiana. Virginia remains unbeaten. Look at the strength of schedule, 295 for the Cougars. You can knock them for that, and that might be a reason why they're not getting as much attention. But you look at the names on the schedule, the opponents that they've beaten, you would expect that strength of schedule to be better.
Yeah, you go on the road, you play BYU. That's a tough place to travel. You get Oregon at home. At Oklahoma State, LSU came in here. So there's some big names on the schedule, and they got some quality wins already on that resume. And they're going to have a chance to pick up a lot more quality wins in conference play.
This win over Utah State. It's in Oklahoma State. Even Davenport, by the way, has got 8 points this half. 8 of the team's 13 in this half. What's Houston got to do differently here to get their offense going?
Get back into the lane, dominate the lane, whether it's a post touch or right here, Robinson getting into the lane, putting pressure on the defense, setting up a shot, or him scoring himself. He did a really good job getting into the lane there in the first half, whether he was scoring or distributing. Let's see Robinson get into the lane here.
14 on the shot clock. 6-point game. 27-game home court win streak, longest active in the nation for the Houston Cougars. 5 on the shot clock here for Galen Robinson. Rise, fire. Off offensive rebound there for Corey Davis. Robinson was calling for it, and Davis says, let's slow this up a little bit.
More activity on that offensive glass for Houston, extending this a long time to guard.
Brooks is feeling it right now. He's got 11, 4 of 6 from the floor. And that's his first two-point field goal making of the day. And the Cougar faithful on their feet. Davenport. Davenport's first miss of this second half. Davis got his defender in the air. Brooks.
There's nothing you can do about that right there. That is good defense. A contested 18-foot fadeaway from Brooks.
Parks puts that one up, and he's fouled. And he will go to the line. But yeah, when you're hot, you're hot.
This is the pull-up elbow jumper. And then this one, that is well contested by Thornton. Hand to the face. Brooks falling away. Got some confidence when that ball is coming off your hand right now.
He's got the team's last 7 points. As Mike Parks Jr., new father, had a baby boy last night, flew in this morning, was not with the team when they flew out here yesterday. Hits the line, hits the free throw.
Cedric Allen Jr. with the substitution number on
Mike Parks Jr., a couple of pit stops at junior colleges, Missouri State West Plains and Southwest Missouri Community College. And the senior makes it an 8-point game.
Still waiting for Memphis to find a way to amp up their defense. Get a deflection, get a steal. Looks like the energy's a little bit more turned up on this possession.
Robinson is going to stay here, and Brewton saying it went off his leg, and it appered it did go off Robinson's leg.
Slapped down on the ball as it hit his knee. Absolutely.
Off his chest, off his hands. But it stays Houston ball. See if they can take advantage. Here's Brooks. Brooks has the hot hand, but he gives it up, and it's a turnover. Jeremiah Martin lays that one in.
And finally, Memphis gets that steal. Quick turnover with the run out.
Getting it to within 6, narrowest margin here of this second half. Tigers showing some toughness, but getting lost on defense there. That's Fabian White Jr. with the bucket and a nice assist. Brewton with kind of a crazy shot. Now Houston's running. Brooks, 3. A penny for your thoughts for the Tigers. Timeout, Memphis. And just like that, they're down double digits again.
And when you're playing Houston, you got to find 3. Armani Brooks knocks down another.
The more the merrier. Cricket keeps us sharier. 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
So, you finally got Fios, huh?
Yep. Wanna know what the best part about it is?
Gaming with less lag?
Nope.
Watching movies in 4K?
Nope. The best part about it is, right now, my mom is streaming classes, my dad is streaming games.
And because the fiber optic network gives you insane speed and capacity, they don't have to ask you to get offline.
Exactly.
You owe me so big time.
100% fiber optic network, 100% phenomenal. Get Fios Internet for just $39.99 per month and get a $50 Amazon gift card when you switch.
Back here in Houston, Matt Schick, Sean Harrington, the Houston Cougars, again, one of 3 unbeaten in Division I, along with Virginia and Michigan. ECU, the Joe Dooley era, with a nice benchmark win in his first season. Just their second win in 14 tries over Cincinnati and UCF. Yeah, they continue to impress with Aubrey Dawkins, Taco Fall, BJ Taylor. 6 straight wins since the loss at Missouri. UCF's going to go to Memphis on the 27th. Houston goes to UCF February 7th. A couple meetings apiece in the regular season for there. And you look at it here in the American. This year could be a 3-bid league, but a couple years to come could be expanding that with how deep this league is.
Yeah, and good move by Brewton there, again, out of a break, but this league continues to improve. Right now, you're looking at Cincinnati, Houston, Central Florida, 3 teams that could potentially be NCAA tournament teams. And obviously, Wichita State's had a lot of success, and Kenny Hardaway bringing all kinds of excitement to the Memphis area. Temple, always a player as well in NCAA tournament.
Big win today for Wichita State.
And that's a road win. Road wins are hard to come by. Showed the graphic there. Cincinnati going down at East Carolina.
Nice shot there from Brewton. And Brewton's got 17.
He's been really good this evening. Making big plays, keeping Memphis close. Comes down to this end, though. Can you get stops? String a couple together here.
They're within shouting distance. They'll get the... Looks like they'll get the... No, they're going to call a foul here. Thought it was a turnover. That will be the foul. Well, coming up on Tuesday, Super Tuesday, presented by Boost Mobile. This week, it's number 1 Duke facing Wake Forest at 7 Eastern. And it's number 15 North Carolina facing 18th ranked NC State. Both games on the ESPN app, so you can watch those games anywhere. You can watch this game anywhere as well. Appreciate you hanging out with us this Sunday here in Houston. Giroux misses the bunny. You got to make that. Maybe some contact there, but not enough for a whistle. .15 on the shot clock as Memphis gets the rebound. 10 on the shot clock. Maurice for 3. Even Davenport wanted a foul. Brooks wants a 3.
He is really good at running to his spots, and they find him in transition. Memphis has to communicate and find 3 on the perimeter.
Foul by Memphis. Rebound from Giroux. Brooks is feeling it.
Just when you think you're chipping into the lead, the backbreaker. Ronnie Brooks with another one from beyond the arc. Memphis up double digits. Or Houston up double digits.
Wow. What a nice place. All right, Grandma. What are you doing here?
Eat.
Okay. I'll see you on Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Make it what you want.
I didn't really know anything about my family history. Went to Ancestry. I put in the names of my grandparents first. I got a leaf right away. A leaf is a hint that is connected to each person in your family tree. I learned that my 10 times great grandmother is George Washington's aunt. Within a few days, I went from knowing almost nothing to, holy crow, I'm related to George Washington. This is my cousin George.
Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
Matt Schick, Sean Harrington here in Houston, where the undefeated Houston Cougars have a 10-point lead on Memphis, thanks to the shooting of Armani Brooks.
And every time Memphis seems to climb back into this ballgame, it's Armani Brooks with the answer. In transition, he is running out to his spots. Teammates are doing a terrific job of finding him. right now, shooting with a lot of confidence.
Monty Brooks with 13 of the last 15 Houston points, including the last 6. And the 6 points in the first half, 13 here in the second half. They're spreading the wealth around. That's Fabian White Jr., 12-point lead.
White coming back from an ankle injury, surgery over the summer. Missed the first 5 games due to that, still trying to get back into it.
Davis gets his defender in the air and gets the 3 ball to fall, and Houston is starting to blow it open.
Guys contributing now. Calvin Sampson said he wanted to see what happens when both of his shooters get going. Brooks and Davis, they're starting to get it going here tonight.
Second straight game, Houston has hit 10 threes in a game, and we still have 10 minutes to go. How about a layup?
Too easy that time. Memphis needs to stop this run.
10-0 run for the Cougars. When Houston gets their 3 balls falling, this is a tough team to beat.
No question, because the defense is going to be there. The toughness is going to be there. They make you work hard on the offensive end. If you're getting ready to play Houston, you got to be strong with the basketball. And then they're going to punish you on the glass. They're going to be physical. You just mentioned, they start making threes. It stretches the defense, opens up those driving lanes. And you stretch the defense, opens up the lane for more offensive boards.
Sampson says, they throw that word culture around a lot. Said it's our DNA. It's how we practice, how we compete, what we demand on a daily basis. And it starts on the defensive end. Offense is looking pretty good, though.
Offense is good. They're in attack, but right now Memphis just too slow on that defensive end. Not communicating, not stopping the basketball.
.12-0 run for Houston over the last 2 minutes. And this lead at one point was 6 in the second half, is now 19. Again, Houston remaining undefeated. Hope to finish that way at the end of this one today. Only one team will remain undefeated coming up on Monday, either Alabama or Clemson. And we've got you covered from every platform, TV, radio, digital. So many ways to watch and listen. Biggest game of the year. Number 1 Alabama, number 2 Clemson, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and every production is available on the ESPN app. I'm thinking out loud for SEC Network, there better be puppets. Those puppets had better be there. If you've seen that online, Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears with major disappointment. They don't have puppetry. Thornton for 3. Brooks for 3. That's the we're up 19 and I'm feeling it, so I'm just going to fire this one up and hope for the best.
A little deep there. Memphis continue to struggle now to find anything on the offensive end, and Yardway and his staff disappointed right now defensively. That's where they've made a big improvement here in the last few weeks. Early on, they weren't clicking on the defensive end. It's gotten a lot better. Here, it's too easy.
Rejection there from Davenport, but Davis nearly hits the 3. Saved from Brooks, but here come the Tigers. Need to string some offensive possessions here together. 8.5 to go. Here's Brewton for 3.
He's been the guy tonight. Offensive end. Still another 3. That ends the run now. Got to lock in on this defensive end.
Brewton's got 20. That's a season high. Again, Memphis, highest scoring team in the American, averaging 85 a game. They're sitting at 58. Brewton goes down. He's hobbled. And Hinton is hurting him.
Brewton going down. That's exactly where the long rebound went.
Thornton trying to get that one to go. Draws the foul on Bryson Gresham, the redshirt sophomore out of New Orleans. Nate Hinton, he can do it all. He does the dirty work, and here he's hitting from outside. Number 11 for Houston, getting it done, and Houston pulling away.
Are you ready for Xfinity X5? Super fast speeds, enhanced coverage, ultimate control. Take your Wi-Fi to the next level with X5. Simple, easy, awesome.
These days, we all feel a little anxious sometimes. So I'm partnering with Cigna to remind you that how you're doing emotionally affects you physically. Go for your annual checkup and be open with your doctor about anything you're feeling, physically and emotionally, body and mind.
Houston with a 19-point lead on Memphis as they look to improve to 15-0 and keep the nation's longest active home court win streak alive, currently at 27 straight. And 27 straight over 3 different buildings. They played at Texas Southern, of course, Hofheinz Pavilion, and then it reopened under the name of Fertitta Center. 3 different buildings, 27 consecutive wins.
You mentioned there's been some very good opponents in that stretch as well. Already this year, Oregon, LSU came in here, and they've gone down. And if you want to win a conference championship, and that's what Houston wants to do, you have to defend your home court. And they've been able to do that now over the course of the last season and a half.
$60 million transformation this building underwent. Their whole building since 1969. Obviously a little dated. They gutted it in the spring of 2017. Got a student section right behind us. 330 floor-level bleacher seats. And they are loud and rowdy, and for good reason.
A really good environment here. It's going to be a tough place to come in and steal a ball game. Just the way that Houston plays. They defend you. They're physical. They're aggressive. And you get this home crowd behind you. It's going to take a special performance to get a road win here.
You hear the students helping them out. 3 on the shot clock. Here's Hinton. He's a special freshman.
That's just a really good offensive move. Shot clock winding down. He recognizes it, backs down his defender, pulls up right in front of him.
You would think that they're down 19 with the way they continue to get after it defensively. That is the DNA of this Houston Cougars program.
And the crowd appreciates it. You talk about culture. That's what you have to do. It's not just when things are going well. You have to get after it every possession, every play. I saw it the shoot around today.
They were getting after it, and afterwards I said, "Hey, Coach, that was a good practice." He looked at me and said, "It's a normal practice." Like, I know you're new here, but that's a normal practice. We do that every day, and we go harder.
And it has to be. Yep. And when you're going to bring it defensively, be as physical as they are, that's not something that you just turn on the switch and decide you're going to do it in a big ball game. You have to do it every day in practice. It travels on the road as well. We talked about beautiful facility here, sellout crowd. That's going to get your energy going. But when you can defend and play physical on the road, you're going to be involved in it.
Another 3 for number 3. Rainier Thornton gets that one to fall, but my goodness, it's Armani Brooks having a day. That's on me. That's the announcer jinx. The Cougars just want in on the action now. Ron Groover, the crew chief, calling the whistle there once White and it was Davenport that he was talking to.
Was tangled up in there.
No foul, just a knock it off, guys. It's a 20-point game. It's 6 minutes to go. Ramani Brooks, by the way, 22 points, 6 of 11 from 3. One more 3, he'll have a new career high. Martin takes matters into his own hands, 18-point game.
Brooks is having one of those games. You need to find him early. Shooting with a lot of confidence. Brewton was on him on the last 3 that he hit. It was deep, it was contested. He just kind of looked and said, not much I can do, that's a great shot.
13 seconds on the shot clock, 82-64. Houston, 5 minutes, 41 seconds away from improving to 15-0. Off to their best start in more than 50 years. The 67-68 team started 31-0. They're nearly halfway there. A 15-0 after this one, if they can hold on. Interesting talking to Kelvin Sampson today. And our producer, Major Howe, actually, not surprisingly, asked a very good question. Was, do you ever stop and look at the arena and kind of think about what you've accomplished as he's midway through year 5? And a typical coach speak would be, nah, I don't have time for that. You know, we just kind of go about our business. He said, yeah, it's actually a few times. It happened against Oregon when we sold this place out. They opened up Fertitta. But he knew, said they came here because we were opening the arena. And then he mentioned LSU. He said, well, they travel well. It's a big-time opponent. He said, actually, the time where I knew we'd kind of made it and I thought about where we'd come from was when they hosted NJIT. He said, when you get those 4-letter acronyms in, sometimes it can be tough to fill the place. But it was full. He said, that's when I knew they came to see the Cougars.
And something special is going on. And we mentioned it, 1 of 3 remaining unbeaten teams. They've taken notice here in the city. Starting to take notice now around the country.
See that? That's Kevin Davenport. Looked like he hit the back of his head as he tried to draw that charge. Instead, picks up his 3rd.
At the line for Houston, number 5.
Kevin Davenport, for a moment of this game, looked like he was going to take it over. Still got 14 points, 5 of 9 from the floor. But then Houston seemed to just kind of continue to go about their business. Didn't ignore them, still played defense on them, but started to hit shots and started to turn Memphis over again.
And that's the biggest thing. When this Houston team is making shots, they go on big runs because they make it so hard to score against them. They're going to make you work hard every possession, and then when they can run out and knock down threes, it's demoralizing to an opponent. It's that knockout punch. You felt like Memphis was right there 2 or 3 times here in the second half. Then you look up, it's a 10-point lead because of a couple quick threes. And Brooks has been the main reason here in the second half.
Hard to come back on a team multiple times. And Memphis got to within a half dozen a couple of times here in the second half. There's only so much you can do against a team riding this win streak, this kind of confidence hitting. Going to pick up a foul. Players continue to play. Coaches continue to coach. 20-point margin, 5 minutes and change to go.
Memphis going to go full court here, see if they can create some more turnovers. Again, just 2 steals in the game. Just a huge part of what they do. Average just over 9 steals a game.
It's 15th most nationally. Almost picked up one there. A make here would be devastating for Memphis. Rims out. A little bit of life here for Jeremiah Martin, who tries to draw contact. Little out of control. And here's Robinson with the open layup. Could have pulled it within 17. Instead, it's back up to 21. Houston, 18 points off turnovers. Davenport hits the 3.
Davenport, just such a difficult matchup. As Houston continues to break that pressure and get easy ones on the back end. Davenport's going to give people fits trying to match up against him. He put up 30 against Tennessee, and Tennessee is a very good defensive team.
Could get that one to fall. Wants a foul, not going to get it. We reach the under 4. Next whistle, we'll get a break. Talk about extended minutes. Davenport's about a 31 right now. Averages 24 on the season coming off the bench. See how many more he gets here. Just 3.5 to go. They've asked a lot of him today. He's given what he can, but right now Houston with a 20-point advantage. Armani Brooks, 2 off of his career high. He's got 6 threes. 3.5 to go.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Clear for a fill-up? And green light some beef jerky, too. Thanks, Chief.
USAA Bank helps you stay a step ahead. Find help at every turn.
Yeah!
With USAA Bank.
Matt Schick, Sean Harrington, number 19 Houston with a 20-point edge on Memphis, looking to improve to 2-0 in league play. And you look at the American standings, UCF, SMU sitting there at 2-0. Memphis about to pick up their first league loss. South Florida picked up their first league loss. Tulsa with a last-second shot just last night. Wichita State dropping to 0-2. It's a different kind of Wichita State team. Got key pieces to replace.
Yeah, young team there. They'll get it going, but it's going to be so important to protect home court, and then who can go on the road and steal some wins. UCF there at the top. Got a road win. So you're 2-0 with one of those being a road win. That's big early on in the season.
You talk about turnovers for Houston, and they have forced 16 of them. How about this stat from our statistician, Adam Pena? Each Houston player that has played tonight has at least 1 steal, led by Galen Robinson, who has 3 of them. 13 steals as a team for the Cougars.
We talked about it all night. They make it difficult for you to score, especially in a half-court setting. So much pressure, active hands, steals, deflections. It's led to some easy runouts, some easy baskets. It's taken Memphis out of what they've wanted to do.
Here's Davis for 3. Hit fighting for that board. Less than 3 minutes to go with an 18-point lead. A fresh shot clock.
Houston is relentless on that glass. They are coming from all spots on the floor.
Every Cougar that's played tonight has at least 1 rebound and has at least 4 points. The stat sheet doesn't get a whole lot better for Kelvin Sampson. Everyone has gotten involved in this big game.
Yeah, it's been a balanced attack. You know, if you're playing Houston, you better get ready to box out and get a body. Anybody that's looking to crash the boards.
Now, if you're playing Anthony Hardaway's team, you might want to get a body on Brewton in future games. He's got 23.
And they're going to check to see if that was a 2 or a 3 because it's under the 4 minutes. They check it when it happens, opposed to a timeout break.
Anthony Hardaway, he's got some. We'll take another look at this with Brewton. We'll see if this foot's on the line. Our crew chief, Ron Groover, kind of in the line of sight here.
Right foot looks to be behind for sure. It's that left one that we can't really see. He does the step back. It is a 3.
Looks like it's behind the line. Trying to give it to him. 4 threes for Brewton. That's a game high 23. 17 for Davenport, 23 for Brewton, 16 for Jeremiah Martin. Just those turnovers and 8 of 23 from 3. 16 turnovers, 8 of 23 from 3 for the Memphis Tigers. And a turnover.
Look up. We talk so much. Memphis averaging 85 a game. 2 minutes to go. They're going to end up getting close to that, but it's how they had to get those 85 in this ball game. Houston's made them work for every basket. There's not been a lot of transition points. There's not been a lot of easy baskets. And that's what you want to do when you're getting ready, scouting a team. Your preparation is make them score in a way that they're not comfortable or don't want to. Memphis is going to put up some points in this game, but they've had to work extremely hard to get those points.
Offensive rebound there. Dejan Giroux with the offensive rebound and put back, and isn't that fitting? Another offensive rebound for the Houston Cougars, and second chance points as Lomax puts that one in. Kind of a quiet day for Lomax. 18 offensive rebounds for the Cougars.
Really a quiet day for the Memphis freshmen, and that happens sometimes. Freshmen are going to be inconsistent up and down a little bit throughout the year, especially when you go on the road and playing in tough environments.
Giroux wanted that one to go. Less than a minute to go, 13-point lead for the Cougars. Davenport's going to have the foul. 41.8 to go. Well, Sports Center tonight, 11 Eastern with Scott Van Pelt to break down Wild Card Weekend and visit with the winning quarterbacks, which would be Phillip Rivers and, I'm sorry, John Harrington, it would be Nick Foles. Are you going to be all right? You going to be okay?
It's a crushing defeat.
Plus an exclusive interview with Nick Saban and Dabo Sweeney. Sports Center tonight, 11 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. I don't think you're going to be okay. I think you're shaken. You've had, you've been focused on this game, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking about your Bears.
It's been a fun year. Been a fun, magical year.
Cup's half full. Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Got some pieces to build around. Obviously, the defense is outstanding all year.
The new job is media relations with the Chicago Bears, putting a nice spin on that. 90-77, Houston with the lead and another turnover. They just keep coming at you defensively.
This is a very impressive performance from the Houston Cougars. All-around game, multiple guys got involved. Again, Memphis gets 77 points, but they made Memphis work for everything that they got.
Look at the advantage in all those statistical categories. Controlling the paint, controlling the glass, controlling the turnovers. And they'll add a dead ball turnover here that we won't hold against them.
Defending the home court. Going to be so important in the conference. You want to win the conference championship, defend your home. Houston has done that again here tonight.
Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars improved to 15-0 and remain one of the 3